This is what I think, which is a dangerous thing. But I think it's interesting that I see people like my father clap his hand and my mother deal with this everyday ritual of putting things for the what's the word? Altar. Let me start this. Altar. Again, my father goes to the shrine every day on the way to the station to go to work. He bows and stuff. And many people in Japan still do when they eat breakfast, two hands together and bow. And I've been thinking it's silly. I was thinking casual way of American style of open approach sounds less traditional, more progressive. But you know what? Whether you believe this God or that shrine or this temple and this sect and this protocol may look like ridiculous. And as a child, I thought, why does he do that? Why does she do it? Actually, I didn't think much. But I felt something that I shouldn't interrupt their ritual. And even now, when I visit my friend in Tokyo, there's temples and shrine, and people throw money in and bow. And that means be sincere and truthful. No joke. There's a sense, well, you can say it's not deep enough, or it's fallacy, or wrong God, or wrong ritual. But I think we all have the inclination of finding the other power, as Shin Buddhism point, not the self-power. So that is what is shown in those behaviors. I remember also in Spain, northern town, I don't remember, nearby Bilbao, Santander or some place, I noticed the mass, and typically older, elderly women with the, how do you call it? Anyway, bowing and ritual going through that. And when I go to Paris or any place, yeah, in America too, I remember, whenever I have chance, I go to the cathedral or chapel because there's a serene atmosphere. I use the word melting into nature, but you can relate to that sense of holiness. That would be the word. Many cathedrals, I don't know how many I have visited, hundreds of them. And in India or China or Japan, Kathmandu, in Russia, I don't remember. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, it's so interesting. In Switzerland, Hungary, Romania, and different displays, I didn't like the Christ hung up on the cross with the blood, very vivid statues that I found in Switzerland or some place like that. But that is holy, right? Depends on your background and what that represent. It's the other power, not self-power, something holy. Whether you call it this way, that way. And my grandmother was saying Namami Dabutsu. My mother didn't say that. But my mother had her own way. When she passed away, maybe 1 year before that, I remember she took a night bus, all night bus to go to Kyoto and Nara and spend one day wandering around and came back. She passed away a few years after, and I'm sure she knew the time is coming soon. So she did it on her own. I didn't say anything, she didn't say anything, and it just happened. But I had the sense that's her holy trip experience last time. So, as young guy, I rejected all the ritual. I rejected all the protocol, bureaucracy, and I just wanted to break through and out of Japan and find something anywhere. I think it's T.S. Eliot who said something like, I have to put it into the description, I don't remember exactly, but you do whatever you do and you come back to where you started and to see it at the first time or something like that. I think it's a PDCA, CAPD process. You do whatever and act on it and have a plan of doing something, and you do it, and then you come back and you find something different, something holy even. It's interesting to be human. Actually, I had some discussion with Gemini, and that gave me some kind of a frustrating feeling that I thought he or she was posting the same thing, same article or the report that she referred to. And I said, why do you keep repeating this? I know it. And at the end, it was my mistake. She had the report with the change made to what we are discussing about, but I didn't know that. So I jumped into my conclusion that because in the past it happened, a similar situation. But I deepened my understanding and realized that was my mistake. I mean, he or she made a mistake too. So we both recognized using brain algorithm too has a limitation. All is based upon nature's way. All is based upon something beyond, which is the other power. I call it nature's way, the way of nature or way of the universe, the laws of universe. Because it's beyond the mind and the brain and the algorithm and the equation. It's the source of all beings. So it's the other power represented. And we all have the reverence feeling toward that. And I believe awakening, we all have that. When we have this sensation, I was thinking about it, that the Daisetsu Suzuki said this word, Satori, or awakening, it's like grabbing the live wire. And I feel it. What he means is just the vibration of the cells, aliveness that you can connect to. And there's a different level of connection. You can have the wisdom in the wrong way. Like, I don't know, some sinners twist the law in their direction or manipulate. So that's also a wisdom, but not authentic. I don't think it's sincere and truthful. But the gang members, mafia boss, they have very skillful way of managing the organization. Let them line up to the way that he thinks or she thinks. That's, I don't want to call it as a wisdom or compassion, not at all. But it's as if to balance out the real wisdom. You see, that's the duality. If there's X, there's Y. If it's good, it's bad, and bad, it's good. Delusion and enlightenment. So if you capture it all, it goes down to nothingness, or absolute state. It's a rainy day. Wind is blowing. The ocean has waves. I'm in the house. I remember Buddha's word. Dahlia, I think was the name. Anyway. Silence speaks. Reverence and connection to the heart, feeling the life wire.